In a small village called Sundarpur, surrounded by dry fields and dusty roads, lived a poor woman named Asha. Her house was made of cracked mud walls and a rusty tin roof that leaked whenever it rained. Every morning before the sun rose, Asha would wake up, wrap her old shawl around her shoulders, and step outside to fetch water from the village well. She lived with her little son, Ravi, who was only 8 years old. Ravi was bright and curious, but life had not been kind to them. Asha's husband had passed away years ago due to illness, leaving her alone with a child and no money. One morning, Ravi asked softly, "Amma, will I go to school today?" Asha looked at his hopeful eyes and felt her heart ache. "Not today, beta," she said gently. "I need to earn some money for food first." Ravi nodded, trying to be brave, but Asha saw the disappointment on his face. To survive, Asha worked as a cleaner in rich people's houses. She washed dishes, swept floors, and scrubbed bathrooms. Some people treated her kindly, but others spoke to her harshly. One rich woman once said, "You poor people should be grateful for any work you get." Asha lowered her eyes, but inside, she whispered to herself, "I may be poor, but I have dignity." At night, when Ravi slept, Asha would sit near the small oil lamp and think, "There must be a better life for my son. I cannot let poverty decide his future." One afternoon, while cleaning a house, Asha noticed a small bookshelf filled with old books. One book had pictures of women sewing clothes and running small businesses. Curious, she asked the lady of the house, "Madam, may I look at this book for a minute?" The woman replied lazily, "Take it if you want. It's useless to me." That night, Asha carefully looked at the pictures. She could not read well, but she understood the idea. Women earning money by learning skills. She remembered her mothers had once taught her basic stitching when she was a child. The next day, Asha borrowed an old needle and thread from a neighbor. At night, after Ravi slept, she practiced stitching torn clothes. Her fingers hurt, and sometimes the thread broke, but she did not give up. Ravi noticed her hard work. "Amma, why are you sewing at night?" Asha smiled, tired but hopeful. "So that one day, you can go to school without worry." Soon, Asha started repairing clothes for villagers. At first, people paid her very little. Some laughed, "Who will trust a poor woman to stitch clothes?" But Asha worked with honesty. Slowly, people began to notice her neat stitching. One day, a shop owner said, "Asha, can you stitch school uniforms?" "The tailor in town is too expensive." Her heart raced. "Yes, I can try," she replied. She worked day and night, carefully stitching each uniform. When the shop owner saw her work, he was surprised. "This is good work," he said. "I'll give you more orders." For the first time in years, Asha held more money in her hand than she ever had before. Tears filled her eyes, not of sadness, but of hope. The rise a facing challenges. Success did not come easily. Some local tailors felt jealous. "A poor woman should know her place," one of them said angrily. They tried to discourage customers from going to Asha. Orders decreased. Asha felt scared. One night, she told Ravi, "Maybe I should stop. People don't like seeing us rise." Ravi looked at her and said, "Amma, you always tell me not to give up. Why will you give up now?" His words gave her strength. Asha decided to improve her skills. She walked many kilometers to a nearby town and asked a tailoring teacher if she could learn more. The teacher hesitated, seeing her poor clothes. "I have no money to pay," Asha admitted. "But I am ready to work." Touched by her honesty, the teacher allowed her to clean the shop in exchange for lessons. Every day, Asha learned new designs, better stitching, and how to measure properly. She returned to her village more confident than ever. Soon, her work became the best in the area. Even the people who once mocked her started bringing their clothes to her. The success and new life. After 2 years of hard work, Asha opened a small tailoring shop. It was just a wooden table and a sewing machine, but to her, it felt like a palace. She put up a small sign, "Asha Tailoring, a honest work, fair price." Ravi finally went to school. He wore a clean uniform stitched by his own mother. One day, he proudly told his teacher, "My mother made this. She is very strong." Asha began teaching other poor women to stitch. "If I can rise, you can too," she told them. The village that once looked down on her now respected her. The same rich woman who once insulted her came to get her clothes stitched. "Your work is excellent," the woman said. Asha smiled calmly. "Thank you. Hard work teaches everyone." Ending at the moral. One evening, Asha stood outside her small shop, watching the sunset. Ravi stood beside her. "Amma," he said, "are we rich now?" Asha laughed softly. "We have enough, my son. But the real wealth is courage and never giving up. She looked at her hands, once cracked and tired, now strong and skilled. Her journey had been painful, but it had made her powerful. The poor woman who once cleaned floors was now a business owner, a teacher, and a symbol of hope. Poverty is not a weakness. Giving up is. Hard work, patience, and self-belief can change even the darkest destiny.